Unpopular opinion. Actually, this is a popular opinion. There should be more buyer's rights in terms of properties versus seller rights. And this is happening to all my first home buyers purchases that happened this month. And this all focuses on the settlement of a property, in particular, the extension of a settlement. Okay, you first home buyers, first time investors are scratching your head. What the F are you talking about, Q? Let's go to the drawing board. Okay, I got a table here and I split the column in half. So basically on the left hand side, ding ding, we have the seller, and on the right hand side, we have the buyer. Now first, let's look at the buyers in terms of the itinerary of them selling the property to settlement. So if you're a seller and you're selling your property, the first step is you list the property on the market, and then you receive an offer, and then based on all the offers given to you, you accept the highest offer, and then you exchange on the COS, which is the contract of sale. And at this state, your solicitor and the buyer solicitor confirm that settlement is at a certain date. Then the buyer puts in the 10% deposit, which sits in your real estate agent's trust account. And number 5, settlement date is booked, and you basically wait for the settlement date. And the very last step is during the settlement time. Before that, you lodge a discharge form. So assuming you have a home loan on your property, you tell them, hey, I want to discharge at the settlement date. So then the buyer gets the keys and own the new property with their new home loan. So let's go to the buyer side, okay? So number 1, they're sick of renting. They're sick of living with their mother-in-law. And then number 2 is they see a popular TikTok broker, wonder who he is. And step 3, they obtain a pre-approval based on their borrowing power. And number 4, they go to a lot of open inspections, like here times 100, and that's an understatement. And number 5, they find a property they fell in love with, and then they make an offer. And number 6 is their solicitors do their due diligence. They speak to their broker just to get a second opinion, and the offer is accepted. And number 8, they sign the loan documents, and just to add here, they also confirm what product they want, fixed or variable rates. And number 9, settlement is booked, which coincides with the same date of the seller's settlement. And also one thing to mention, at step 6, 10% deposit is paid, which matches this step. As you can see, the buyer goes through a lot more steps than a seller. But here's the fucking annoying shit that sellers have over buyers, and it pisses me off. You see, when we talked about the settlement date and the settlement date here, and say, for example, it aligns to, for example, today, 18th of April, 2023. And this literally happened to about 3 or 4 of my clients this very month. And I don't know what's wrong with these sellers. On the seller side, legally, on their rights, if settlement was on the 18th of April, they can extend settlement to another week or 2 or 3 weeks. But on the buyer side, and this bores my blood, if settlement was booked on 18th of April, which is agreed here, and these guys can't make settlement, every day after this date, legally on the contract, 19, 20, 21, etc., the seller can charge them an interest of 10 to 15% per day, which equals to $400 or $500 per day penalty interest. That's right, guys. If the buyers are late, the sellers, the solicitor side, the legal framework that protects them, they can charge a penalty interest if they miss settlement by a day. But if these losers, these sellers, these D-heads, if they miss settlement because they forgot to put in their discharge form, or their tenant didn't want to leave early, well, they can extend settlement forever. And you know what? The buyer can't say, hey, I'm going to charge you penalty interest for wasting our time. And what is worse, if you look at the buyer's timeline, for example, if that is the date of settlement, and then these losers decided to extend settlement for whatever lazy ass reason, well, these guys have like removalists, booked that day. Or they're already told their landlord, if for example, they're renting, that that day was their last day. I got a client that has settlement this day, and then these losers, oh, we can't make it today, we're going to extend it for another 2 weeks. These guys, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're going on a trip overseas. So who pays for all that inconvenience? There should be a legislation that make these dickheads pay too. Currently, I have 2 to 3 clients, first home buyers, all in limbo. Settlement was booked today. The seller rings up last minute. Oh, sorry, we're going to extend it for another 2 weeks. What? And the worst part is, it's freaking last minute. Imagine on settlement day, you're expected to get the keys to go to your dream home that which you purchased, and then you're going to call your landlord, oh, sorry, can we rent an extra week? Or you call the removalist, or you contact the white goods store, the furniture store that was supposed to deliver, the stuff around that week. Oh, I don't know, maybe I'll call you back when the seller tells us when we can actually move in. But we actually don't know. Seriously, there should be more buyers' rights to penalize these lazy sellers that can't get their shit together. For example, forgetting to put in a discharge form. Or they forgot to notify their tenant that they're actually selling the house. Geez, that's on you, bro, not on the buyer. I'm really mad at the moment. Jump in the comments, let me know what you think. Hopefully those comments will cool me down.